Hi, this is Professor and I'm going to walk you through how to make a map in ArcGIS Online. First, you need to go to harvard-cga.maps.arcgis.com and log in with your HUID. You should come to this home screen. Along the top, you'll see the third option from the left is Map. Choose that. You'll open a new map. It, by default, is a map of the world. At this point, you can use your mouse to zoom in on whatever place you want to map. So I'm going to zoom in on Boston. And particularly, I'm going to go into Cambridge and I'll zoom in on the yard and the old burying ground. And I'll center there. So at this point, I'm going to save my map. I now have a map of Harvard Yard and the old burying ground. Actually, before I save it, I'm going to examine my choices for base maps. This is the default base map that you see here. It has buildings and labels. If you go to the left side, you'll see on the left that base map is an option. You can take this topographic map and you can replace it with imagery, a nice fall scene of the campus. You might decide that you liked having those roads labeled, but you also like the image, so you can do a hybrid, an imagery hybrid, which also labels streets and buildings. There are a range of different road styles. The one I like a lot is called light gray canvas. It's very unobtrusive and it's great if you're going to superimpose other features on top of it because the base map is not distracting. So at this point, here's a map of the old burying ground in Harvard Yard, and I can save it. So to save it, go to the left, click Save and Open. And Save As is an option. Give your map name. Leave everything else as it is and just click Save. So if anybody goes to the URL at the top, they'll see this map that you've just created. However, you haven't shared your map with anyone yet. So right now, only you can see it. To make your map visible to others, again, go to the left and you'll see one of the options is called Share Map. Choose that one. And you'll see that there are 3 different sharing levels. You can share it with just yourself. You're the only one that could see it. The organization, which would mean anybody at Harvard could see it. Or the public, which means anybody on the planet with access to the internet could see it. I'm going to recommend that you share it with a group. So down at the bottom, you'll see edit group sharing. Let's share it with the rest of the class. Now, I have a lot of groups because I'm a frequent user, but you will probably only see this group, Gen Ed 1105, Can We Know Our Past? Check that box, click Apply, and then click Save. So now this URL at the top, you can share this with anybody in the class, and if they log in, they'll be able to see it. However, you can do more. You can mark up your map with points and lines and polygons that will draw attention to the features that matter for the purposes of your map. So in my case, I'm going to mark up the old burying ground. I want the user of this map to see that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on it. And on the left, you'll see that one of your options is layers. Actually, above that, you can add. I'm going to add a sketch layer. So choose Add, Create Sketch Layer. And now on the left, you'll see that I have a range of tools here. I can make a point, I can make a line, I can make a polygon. I'm going to choose the polygon tool. And then you'll see I have a range of options here, including a fill color, outline color. This is what my polygon will look like. I am going to choose to make my the fill of my polygon transparent and the outline red, and I'll fatten it up here, make it 3-point thickness. Now I can just click on the corners of the burying ground to draw my polygon. I'll double click on the last one, and there you go. I'm going to add some text next. I'm going to choose the text tool, and you'll see that you can change the font and the size. The content, I'll call it ground, and I will click in the middle. Okay, so now you'll see that I have the red polygon for the burying ground, and I have the label that I created. I'm going to go back and I'm going to save that since I've made changes. That'll now be recorded. And now I can include this URL link with my assignment.